Hola y bienvenidos amigos. Hello and welcome friends. Steve here, Street Smart Travel. A special welcome/orientation video for those of you who came here from the Adventure Freaks podcast that dropped yesterday morning. Before that podcast, I had 108 subscribers. Not 108,000, just 108 subscribers. And now I'm coming up on 200 a day and a half after that episode dropped. So huge shout out to Ray. Thanks for having me on the podcast and letting me share my message about reinvention through service and volunteer travel. It's been an amazing 3+ years down here in Ecuador. I've been volunteering for about 2 years and 9 months, and I'm doing that in exchange for full room and board, which means my overhead is very low, and I've essentially unlocked infinite travel. Sounds like a tall claim, but check out some of the videos and I walk you through how I did it. You can do it too. Now what you're not going to find here is a bunch of laptop lifestyle, toes in the sand, sipping martinis on a beach somewhere. Not my lane. Super not interested. What you will find, especially on that channel, is videos about real numbers, real budgets, real volunteer opportunities, and real life on the road down here in Ecuador. Soon I'll be taking the system up to Colombia and checking out if it works up there, how I have to modify it, how much it costs, what the limitations are, and figuring out how I can adjust my system so that it works over there. Then next year I'm looking at going to Bolivia, Paraguay, and Uruguay and checking out some options down there as well. Also, on streetsmarttravel.com, I have more information and I will be building out resources and other items on that website, so please check it out. Sign up for the email, and that will, the email newsletter, that will give you access to a bonus download, which is the numbers, my actual budget for my first full month down here in Ecuador. So you will see that I did not start at under $200 a month. It was well over $500 a month, and sometimes $600. And I figured out over time that if I could eliminate my room and board expenses, I could very easily get to a point where I am today at under $2,000 on the year. $2,000 to live for the entire year here in Ecuador using a service-based model, volunteering, trading my time and expertise and labor for room and board in places all over the country. Continues to be an amazing model. I have a lot of standing invites to return to many of the hosts that I volunteered with. I've had full cultural immersion, a lot of freedom, a lot of amazing experiences along the way, and anybody can do what I'm doing. I'm not some special guy. This wasn't my plan when I came down here. It's just something that I figured out along the way, and I'm happy to share those insights and systems with other people who may be interested in taking on a similar kind of travel experience. Now I want to hear from you. I would love to hear where you're watching from, what attracted you to the channel, and what it is you want to escape from or move towards. For me, it was getting out of the insane cost of living, the continual erosion of personal freedoms, and just basically a, declining quality of life in the West. So paying more and getting less. I thought, no, this isn't for me. There's another way to do this. So I came down here, stripped my life down to the bare bones, and like I said, I live on $2,000 a year here in Ecuador because I'm volunteering in exchange for room and board, which strips out about 70 to 80% of my monthly expenses. Anybody can do that. Not everybody wants to do that, but you could take that system and modify it. What if you want to travel for a few months and you only have the budget to travel for a month? If you do some volunteering, you can easily stretch your budget to 2, 3, or more months. Takes a bit of practice. I've got all the information to make that happen. I've been doing that, like I said, for the last 3 years. Figured out a lot of stuff along the way. streetsmarttravel.com, you'll find a bunch of resources to sign up for the newsletter. On the YouTube channel, you'll find almost 90 videos at the time I'm making this video. A lot of them about service and volunteer travel, early retirement, breakdowns of my monthly expenses, some other items, just life on the road, staying safe, all those kinds of things. And like I said, if you have any specific questions or comments you want addressed, please let me know. I'm happy to address them and do a video about them. So again, a big thanks. Shout out to Ray, the Adventure Freaks podcast, for almost doubling my subscriber count so far. super appreciate that. If you know people that would be interested in volunteering, serving others, traveling, early retirement, living life on their own terms, things of this nature, please share these videos with anyone who may be interested. Also, again, please drop any comments, questions, concerns. Happy to deal with them. Please check out the website. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for subscribing. Happy trails. See you out on the road.